How's it going, everybody? It's Mr. Cognetti from Citizenship Academy, and today we're going to be doing Module 1, lesson number 31. Okay? Like I said in the last video, we're going to be practicing subtraction sentences and addition sentences involving word problems that we're going to work through together. We're going to do the same steps we've always been doing. We read the word problem, we draw a picture, we draw a number bond, we draw or write a number sentence that goes along with the problem. Okay? Now, to start out, yesterday we were working on taking an addition sentence and turning it into a subtraction sentence. I love using number bonds to help us out with that. So to warm up today, I am going to supply you with a number bond with numbers in it. And then we're going to look at the number bond and make an addition sentence and a subtraction sentence. Because when we get good at this, this will be really quick. Because it's really easy when we use a number bond. So let's say we have 5 as our whole, 2 is one of our parts, and 3 is another one of our parts. We're getting pretty good at making an addition sentence, because remember, part plus part equals whole. Say that with me. Ready? Here we go. Part plus part equals whole. So instead of saying the words, now we're going to say the numbers. 2 plus 3 equals 5. And now we write them. 2 plus 3 equals 5. There's our addition sentence. Now, for our subtraction sentence, which number do we start with? We start with the whole. We start with the biggest number. So the biggest number is 5, so 5 goes first. And we're going to go, let's say we go this way. 5 minus 2 equals 3. There we go. You might have had 5 minus 3 equals 2, which also works. If you have 5, you take away 1, 2, you're left with 3. If you have 5 and you take away 1, 2, 3, you're left with 2. So there we go. Let's try another one quick. Let me try this eraser, see if it works better. All right. Your numbers are 8, 2, and 6. All right, let's do our addition sentence first. Part plus part equals whole. Ready? So what numbers am I plugging in? 2 plus 6 equals 8. There we go. There's our addition sentence. Now let's do our subtraction one. Which number do we start with for our subtraction sentence? Do we start with one of the parts or do we start with the whole? We start with the whole, the biggest number. We need to take away from the big number. So 8 minus, which way do we want to go? Now you get to pick which number. 8 minus 6 equals 2. You might have had 8 minus 2 equals 6. You could write that as well. Either one works. Sorry, my handwriting got a little messy there. So either way works. Remember, go in a circle. Whether you're starting here for addition and going this way, or starting here for subtraction and going this way, go in the circle. It really, really helps. Okay? Let's try one more. It's a little faster if I do it this way. Okay, ready? All right. What do you think my addition sentence is going to be if I add some of these numbers together? Part plus part equals whole. Say it with me. Ready? Part plus part equals whole. So let's write those numbers in. Part, 5, plus part, 5, equals whole, 10. 5 plus 5 equals 10. We knew that. That's one of our doubles facts. Now, what's my subtraction sentence going to look like? We start with our whole. We write 10. Now, it doesn't matter which way we go here because it's the same number. 10 minus 5 equals 5, or 10 minus 5 equals 5. There we go. There's our addition sentence and our subtraction sentence. All right. Now let's jump into one of our word problems. Let me erase all this really, really quick. And try and clean it up a little bit. All right, I'm ready. Are you ready? Let's do it. All right, I'm going to read a word problem. So open up your listening ears. Here we go. It says, I borrowed 7 books from the library. On my way home, I lent some of the books to a friend of mine. Will my backpack have more or fewer books inside of it? What do you think? So if I had 7 books and then I gave some, I lent some to one of my friends, will I have more books in my bag now or less books in my bag? What do you think? Got an answer in your head? I think that I'm going to have less books. If I have a certain amount of something and I give some away, I'm not going to have as much as I did. So if I had 7 books and gave some away, now I have to have less than 7. Let's find out. It says there are 5 books still in my backpack. How many books did I lend out? They want us to make a number bond to find out. And then we're going to fill in the number bond and supply a number sentence with it. So let's make a picture first. Do you remember how many books I started with in my backpack? I started with 7. So let's draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there we go. There's my 7 books that I left the library with in my backpack. Then it said I gave some away to my friend. Did it say how many? No, it didn't. It didn't say how many. So if I started with 7, then I gave some away, that must mean I'm subtracting books. I'm not adding, so I don't use an addition sign. I'm going to use a subtraction sign. And like I said, it said I gave some away. Does it tell us how many I gave away? No, it doesn't. So this is going to be our mystery number. This is the number we're trying to find out. We know our whole because I started with 7 books and I'm ending with less. So our whole is 7. So 7 minus something equals, how many books did I end up with? 5. So 7 is what I started with. Then I give some away. I don't know how many. And I end with 5. How am I going to show that in my picture? Because right now I just see, I have 7 books. I need to show the 5 that I ended up with. Am I going to cross those 5 out? Did I get rid of those? No, I'm not going to cross them out. I'm just going to circle them. So I know that those are the books that I still have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This whole top row I'm going to circle. Because that's the books that I got home with. That's how many books I had in my backpack. Now is it a little more clear on how many books I gave away? Because now we're going to look at the circles that aren't circled. And I have 2 of those. So let's make a number bond. All right. I know my total is 7. Because that's how many books I started off with. Started with 7. Then I gave some away. So 7 minus something. And I ended with 5. So that must be my other part. My other part's 5. We can come right up here and use the picture to see what our missing number is. What our mystery number is. What is it? Count these with me. 1, 2. So it must be 2. So let's see if we fill this in, if it makes sense. 7 minus 2 equals 5. So if I have these 7 circles up here, and I take away the 2 that I gave away, I'm left with the 5 in my circle. So there we go. We checked our work. We know we're right. We have 7 minus 2 equals 5. We answered the problem. How many books did I lend to my friend? I lent 2 books to my friend. But I want to make this an addition sentence now. That's simple. We just practiced how to do that. Let's look up here and make an addition sentence out of it. Part plus part equals whole. Say that with me. Ready? Part plus part equals whole. Let's plug in numbers. Part, 2. Plus part, 5. equals whole. 7. 2 plus 5 equals 7. There we go. All right, we did really well with that one. Give me a second. All right, how are we feeling with that? It's a lot of work, but we kept it nice and neat so we can go back through and look at our pictures and our number bonds to help us understand the way we were thinking throughout this problem. So it's really important to make sure you keep your work really neat. So in case you get a little stumped, you can go back and see where you might have went wrong. Well, let's do another one. We'll do one more. Let me erase all this. Clean it up. Ooh, this is getting messy. I gotta wipe that down. All right, here's our next problem. It says about Hansel and Gretel. Hansel and Gretel have a bag with 8 pieces of bread. They drop some on their path, and when they get back, they only have 3 pieces left. How many pieces did they drop? All right, what's the first thing we're always gonna do when solving a problem? Draw a picture. Say that with me, ready? Draw a picture. It's a great way to start out so we can visualize the information we know. So it's first told us Hansel and Gretel have 8 pieces of bread. Let's draw those 8 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next row. 6, 7, 8. There's our 8 pieces. Take a couple seconds and finish drawing those out. Okay. If you need more time, pause it. Take as much time as you need. Now it says they drop some on their way, or on the path. Does it tell us how many they drop? No, it doesn't, so we can't cross any out because we don't know how many they drop. But it says when they get back, they have 3 pieces left. So how are we going to identify those 3 pieces up here? Let's circle them. Okay, so here's 3 right here. 1, 2, 3. Let's say those are the pieces they got home with. So if this is what they left with, and this is what they got home with, what do you think these circles represent? What do you think those stand for? You think those stand for how many they dropped on the path? I think so too. Let's finish the problem. Let's make a number bond. Well, let me make this a little smaller. Okay, make a number bond. 3 circles, 2 lines. All right, it says we started with 8, so that's our whole. And then we were throwing pieces. Hansel and Gretel were throwing them on the ground. We don't know how many they were throwing, but they ended with 3. So that's one of our parts. And we're trying to find out this other part, this mystery number. So it looks like we don't have part plus part equals whole, but we can set up our subtraction sentence. 8 minus 3 equals, that's our mystery number. 8 minus 3 equals something. But if we had 8 circles up here, we circled the 3 that we were left with, we can come back and count the ones that they dropped on the path. Count with me, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that must mean they dropped 5 on their path. So to figure this problem out, they started with 8 and we subtracted the 3 that they still had in their bag once they got home to find out how many they dropped on the path. But really, we could turn this number sentence and do it the other way. 8 minus 5 equals 3. Because that would mean we started with 8, then we minus or subtracted the 5 because they threw them on the ground. If you have 8 pieces of bread in your hand and you throw one on the ground, do you have more pieces in your hand or less pieces in your hand? You have less. So they threw 5 on the ground and all they're left with is 3. All right, almost done. Almost done. I want to make an addition sentence out of this. And for addition, we get to use the saying part plus part equals whole. Part plus part equals whole. 3 plus 5 equals 8. And all we got to do is write that. Three plus 5 equals 8. And there's our number sentences. All right, good work. That was a lot. We did a lot today, especially with working on changing our subtraction sentences into addition sentences and our addition sentences into subtraction sentences. Good job with that. Remember, 3 steps to solving the problem. You draw a picture, a number bond, number sentence. The picture helps you set up your number bond. Your number bond helps you write your number sentence. And when I get to look at all this work, I get to see how you're thinking when you're solving this problem. Okay? Great work. Keep it up. You guys are awesome. And I wish I was there with you guys. But we will continue with more math in the next lesson. And it'll be really fun. I can't wait. So good luck with your exit ticket and your quiz. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.